Hello everyone, my name is El Phenomeno, your friendly neighborhood luchador, and today we are going to be playing Stanley Parable. Now, I watched Stanley Parable when I was younger, much younger, and it was one of the most meta games I have ever seen. So when they came up with a new version, I wanted to check it out. And then it came here. I'm not sure which one to press. I never physically played it before, but if I play it, say no, will it make me play the base game? I guess I'll be truthful. I haven't played it before, but I did watch it. Okay, adjust until the computer is barely visible. There we go. Sheesh. Well, at the minutes, it's PM, AM time, not military standard time. I am not used to doing that. Let's see. At time of recording, it is 8:35. Okay. So, what are they gonna have us do? Already we can see how meta it is with the goddamn game cursor being in the game. Man, that's actually really weird. I actually spent like 15 minutes trying to get rid of the cursor on the screen, but apparently it's part of the game. But let's get started, shall we?
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Until that inciting instant came along. But yes, that sounds like a very, very boring, monotonous existence. But hey, if you're happy about it. So, after watching the game for so many years, or more specifically, watching the game so many years ago, you have no idea how weird it is to actually be physically playing it now. I'm still kind of getting used to it. Alright. So if I remember correctly, the narrator now would be like, but then something strange happened. No orders came, and so Stanley went out to go take a look around, or something. But the narrator is oddly absent.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Alright. Man, I remember very little of this game. Everything. I don't know what's new and what's not. Though, actually, no, now that I think about it, I don't think that was there before. Or this stuff. Locked.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Now, of course, here is where things get divergent. You could follow the narrator and go to the left, or do your own thing, go to the right. Now, every time I've seen this game, everybody always goes to the right. But I like to follow rules, you know? And follow instructions, at least a little. So let's go left and see what happens.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
How to solve a dispute with a coworker. Lay a ball up inside you, take it out passively aggressively on other coworkers. Oh. Use slides to assure employees that everything is okay. Make sure your slide has a slick blue graph in the header and throw some bevel on all the text. Okay. Oh.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
I thought that was like a nuclear bomb or something, but no, that's just a spool. Okay.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Executive bathroom? I've got the feeling money's for stealing, but not yours, of course. Say, that's a lovely purse. Huh. Extreme bathrooms. What's that say? Extreme bathrooms. Don't. Someone testifies? Nah, I can't read that from here. Locked. What's on the computer? Nothing. The beige pages.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, what dark secret was being held from him. What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing.
Gotta love
He
Deus
stepped
Ex
into the
Machinas.
newly opened passageway.
Okay.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Okay, I'm only barely remembering.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Okay, I'm going too fast. I can't even say what I'm thinking. Like I mentioned, I watched this years ago, but I'm only just about remembering what is going on, and things I thought were unique apparently are not. Also, can we go back up? Huh.
Oops. Nope. Never mind. Stanley actually went into the elevator and went back up. Silly me. Why did Stanley do that when he knew that it would just lead back to his boss's office? Well, that's a great question. I just can't wait to find out.
Because things seem a bit too familiar. I think we've all kind of already seen this before. I'm waiting to see where the stuff is that's new.
Here we are, Stanley. It's your boss's office. Exactly the way it was before you got onto the elevator. It's still just exactly what it is. What a decision you've made to come up here and look at the office again. This has fleshed out the plot of the story in new and fascinating ways I could have never anticipated. It's that keen eye for storytelling that you have, an incisive rapid fire of critical plot points, one after the other, weaving a rich tapestry of uncompromising narrative. Wow! I'm bolted to the edge of my seat.
And here I thought I was sarcastic. Apparently this guy takes the cake. I've never felt so belittled in my goddamn life. Jesus Christ. Fine, fine, I'll go back down. Mother of God.
Incredible. Now he's getting back into the elevator and going down again. Ladies and gentlemen, how does he keep coming up with all of this?
Shut up! Jesus.
Surely this time Stanley will walk forward into the spooky corridor, won't he?
I wonder if... I wanted to see if I could make the elevator go up again.
To go forward down the spooky corridor? No. It's time once again to go back up in the elevator. I can't even begin to grapple with what might be up there. Is it the boss's office again? Or what if it's the boss's office this time? The suspense is killing me.
Okay. I don't really like messing with people like this, but I'm starting to see the appeal, kinda. So, what's in the boss's office this time?
Oh my god. It's the boss's office.
Okay, that did scare me a little.
This absolutely changes everything for me. Give me a time out here for a minute while I process this.
What? Maybe this is the new stuff. I have never seen anyone do this before. Alright.
Okay, I'm ready. I'm prepared to embrace this stunning revelation and to move forward with... No, wait. No, I need more time to process.
Wait. Okay. I guess it's a good thing that I got this bottle of Coke with me so that I could just sit here while he's processing that. How long is he gonna keep me waiting here, I wonder?
All right.
There we go.
I have fully come to terms with it. I have made space in my worldview for this astonishing new reality. As before, I turn to your expert eye for gripping narrative, Master Stanley.
Okay, let's go back down. Or, what happens if I try and input code on this again? Nothing. Alright. Damn.
Smoke weed every day.
I think this narrator is gonna have an aneurysm.
Going back down in the elevator. How did I not anticipate it? I mean, sure, now it's obvious, but you have to understand that 30 seconds ago, this kind of thing had never been attempted before. I had no frame of reference to even anticipate it. That's just how revelatory Stanley's decision-making is. A breath of fresh air in a landscape of storytelling that has grown stale and repetitive.
Oh boy. I'm very tempted. I'm very, very tempted. Fuck it, why not? Is he gonna say something this time?
You know what? I've just thought of something. Hold on, let's stop for a moment.
Eh?
Don't you realize? It's the anticipation, Stanley. You and I, we have no way of knowing what will be at the top of this elevator. But the suspense, the agony of waiting and anticipating and having to guess, that's the real thrill.
That is true.
I simply don't want to let that feeling go. It's so precious, so fleeting. Why don't we take this elevator ride nice and slow?
I mean, building
There we
anticipation.
go. Isn't this so much more exciting, Stanley? It seems like nowadays the only thing that audiences want is to be shocked as loudly and frequently as possible. They want big, explosive moments flung right in their faces from the very moment that things get started. But where's the tension? Where's the trust in the audience to build a slow and nuanced appreciation for the story, the characters? Why aren't we given time to imagine the surprises?
That's
To have
true,
to think
actually.
And to anticipate, and then to marvel at the eventual reveal. This is storytelling, Stanley. What you and I are doing right now. This is the most exciting narrative to be developed in years.
Wait, that's
and it's
new.
really all because of you. You're the one who took this bold step of revisiting the exact same locations over and over. Truly, I mean it. This is unique and different. It's not like anything else out there. You see, I want stories that surprise me, Stanley. I want to have to think. I want to be engaged and not pandered to. We're being fed such unimaginative drivel all the time, and we all know it, which is why we're so starved for content that makes us feel sharp and vital and alive. That's why people like you so much, Stanley, because you're not afraid to spit in the face of tradition. You're a role model, you know? People look up to you.
Hey.
Which is why... Oh, I didn't know when to spring this on you, but, well, I've gathered a little press conference for you. So that you can talk about your work and your storytelling and your life. Yes, I know you're not much for the public eye, but I thought it would especially mean a lot to the people who have been following you from the beginning. They really look up to you, Stanley. I don't know if you realize the impact you have on them. This is the kind of gesture that might leave a tremendous impact on them for the better.
Wait,
Oh,
what?
Good, we're here.
What? Wait, this is... I don't remember this.
Okay, the room where we're holding the press conference should be just around the corner here somewhere.
This is new. I don't remember this ever happening. I think I stumbled across something new. All eyes on Stanley, live on stage. World's healthiest human being, all tricks revealed. How we did it, the pyramids. The guy who went to Mars. I wonder if that dude is like a stock actor or someone that, like an actual astronaut. And I was gonna say, like, I know the narrator is being maybe sarcastic during the whole elevator spiel, but I do kind of agree with a lot of the things he was saying about narrative and expectation and anticipation and whatnot. But I doubt he want to listen to me go on and on about narrative, world building, and whatever. An evening with the world peace baby. Weird.
Ah, yes, here it is, just through this door.
Alright. Is that Stanley? He looks a lot different to how he does in here. The world's first sentient machine. That's scary.
All right, are you ready? I've told them you're going to speak a little bit about the nature of surprise in storytelling and what it means to craft a truly unpredictable narrative. Oh, don't worry, you'll do great. Just be yourself and speak from the heart. I'm really proud of you, Stanley. Okay, it looks like they're ready for you. Go get them.
427, like the office he was in. Congratulations, Stanley. Remember where you came from, your co-workers. Stanley, me dad. Story. Thanks for showing me that cool skateboard trick in the parking lot. You are too cool. Good luck on the stage, rock on. Break a leg, champ, your boss. I love the way you ride your elevators. Break a leg, champ, again from boss. Stanley, my true love for you grows every day. You make me feel alive. Your wife, from the Apartments ending. No one tells stories the way you do. Go get him, Tiger. Wow. I know this is just some silly little thing, but this is kind of like my actual dream. So, when the narrator no doubt turns sarcastic on me, it's gonna hit me like a slap to the face, I'll tell you what. It wasn't a slap to the face. It's actually real. Down and up, presented by Stanley. Did I just get hit with a flashbang? What? Oh. Well, I guess I achieved one of the endings. Yeah, this is going to be confusing for you guys if you have no idea what Stanley Parable is. It is a metagame. Metagame where you are given choices and your choices have real effects, especially on the poor narrator, as we just saw. Had I followed his instructions to the letter, we would have had a very different ending compared to what we just got.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
So, here's the case where there are branching paths, all starting from leaving this office. The branching paths lead off in multitudes of ways that lead to different endings. For example,
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Shut up, narrator. Because I know that I'm not going to get this ending, I will tell you one. One of the endings is to clip your way through this window out into that white space. How people do that, I have no freaking clue. How people found that, I also have no clue. But it's certainly something. And that was in the old version of the game. The new version of the game has new endings, new interactions. I suppose because I didn't play the game before, I don't know what's new and what's old. Some things I remember, some things I don't. I guess we'll discover that together.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Which one should I go through this time? I guess I could go on the right and see what... Nah, let's go on the left. Let's see what actually happens if we follow the narrator. Follow the narrator the whole way.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I don't remember this. Let's take a look. What's down here? A parking lot?
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished. His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. "I'm dreaming!" he yelled. "This is all a dream." Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
Well,
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
whew. Man, that gave me
This is the
goosebumps.
story of a woman named Mariella.
Wait, what?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy, this much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Whew. Holy shit. Yeah. Ugh. Yeah, that was... Ow. Yikes. Yeah. Okay. Words, Pheno. Words. 1. Time loop fiction horror is really effective for me for some reason. Like how he was stuck there. And the thing with being meta is that you're able to push the boundaries of what you're able to do with a character. Especially if a character knows that the character is part of the meta. Like Deadpool, for instance. He's everyone's favorite, well, my favorite hero, and many people's favorite hero, because he knows he's in a comic book, and yet he carries on with it anyway, but takes advantage of the medium. What I'm saying is, meta narratives have a really good potential to have a lot of effect on the reader, well, not readers, but audience's emotions, like it did with me just then. Ugh, I'm still getting over that. And then Stanley starts screaming thing. Jesus. I don't remember the ending, but damn. It was something. Anyway, let's continue.
Surely this time Stanley will walk forward into the spooky corridor. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Wonder what that says. It's a bunch of numbers. How'd I get up here? Oh, well, goodbye. Wait, what?
Aha! You've made it to the bottom of the mind control facility. Welcome! You see, back when the Stanley Parable first launched in 2013, getting to the bottom of the mind control facility was a bug that we simply didn't catch during development. And you all sent us lots of photos of it on Twitter and acted very superior about it. And you're all very, very clever. Good for you. Anyway, when it came time to update the game, we knew that we had to do something about this little goof of ours, so here you go. New content. You can call it the bottom of the mind control room ending, if that enhances your perception of the value of these updates. Isn't that what you crave? New content? Always more content, more, more. And I'm here to give it to you. I'm here to make it seem like we really covered every nook and cranny of the game, with secrets and Easter eggs. How about this? We wrote a new piece of music just for this section. You won't hear it anywhere else in the game. It's a secret that's just for you. That's how special you are. We call this track, Good Job You've Made It to the Bottom of the Mind Control Facility. Well done.
Good job, you did it. Good job. 3, 2, 1. Good job, you made it to the bottom of the mind control facility. You jumped on the catwalk. You should have been careful. You should have been careful. It used to be a bug, but now it's an ending. Now it's an ending. I believe in you. I believe in your ability to cross this barrier and chase your dreams. But railings don't mean anything. Good job, you did it. 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 Good job, you did it.
What the fuck was that? Okay.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Oh no, I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
I didn't expect him to be so mad when I walked in here. Well, I wonder what happens if we wait in here for a while. I mean, I got my phone on me. This is a low-effort game to play, so, I mean, I can just sit here for like 30 minutes. I gotta catch up on some BL and GL manga.
didn't see anything.
And you're with the stage crew, right?
I'm drunk!
Sniping's a good job, mate.
Easy!
Let's go! I like your cut, G.
Fuck!
Target down.
Hey, what's up?
Ahoy!
There was a dead rat under my bunk. Ah, good.
Courtyard's peaceful. All clear, sir. Man, I got nothing to report from my current location. Over.
That is severe news.
stinks!
I ain't gon' let it get to me, I'm just gon' creep. Down the hill, I got to find my lost speed. I know that it's here, I can sense it in my feet. The great emerald's power allows me to feel. I can't see a thing, but it's around somewhere. I'm gonna hold my head, cause I have no fear. This probably seems crazy, a graveyard theory. Our ghosts try to approach me and got leery. Ask him a question and he vanished in a second. I'm walking through valleys, crying pumpkins in the alley. Didn't seem happy, but they sure tried to get me. Had to back them up with a fist metal crackle. I'm hearing someone saying you a chicken, don't be scared. It had to be the wind, cause nobody wasn't there.
Wake up out of your head, wanker!
Searched and I searched as I climbed up the wall. And then I started to fly, I went in deeper. Let it get to me, I'm just gon' creep. Down Pumpkin Hill, I got to find my lost piece. I know that it's here, I sense it in my feet. The great emerald's power allows me to feel. I can't see a thing, but it's around somewhere. I gotta...
Easy!
If you enjoyed the video, feel free to like, subscribe, and maybe watch some more. Be seeing ya. Okay, I think that's been enough time. Anything interesting happen? I had my headphones in, I didn't see anything. Yeah, that's a shame. Alright.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. The moment he entered his manager's office, Stanley froze in his tracks. Not a living soul anywhere. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
That's some really low poly globes. Actually, this is nice music. I have to look into if that music is
Feeling
like...
soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
If that music was for the game or if it's something else. I like using music to relax. And again, I think most people do.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
That's... either I'm really dumb and I never noticed this, or this is new. Oh, let's take a look.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death. But of course, Stanley thought better of it and realized he simply had too much to live for.
Ah, fuck it.
Nope. Still on board with death?
Or not? Nah, let's go with death. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? Mortality? It's not like we die permanently. But I will admit, the aspect of a jump scare is on my mind and is a little intimidating.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
Well, the narrator does have a good point. I mean, going to die all willy-nilly, ultimately it's kind of immature and not all that okay. But at the same time, what if he's lying, though?
At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Damn right. Oh fuck, I didn't mean to fall through. Well. Oh. Oh, we're locked in somewhere.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever.
Wow.
Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man.
That's grim.
So he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Alright. See you on the next go-around, narrator. Eh?
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated, as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Oh. I guess that's not the case. The Stanley Parable.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish? When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
I remember this. Didn't think I'd find it so quickly, actually. Let's see. Office layout. The blueprint shows... Excuse me. The blueprint shows the office from the beginning of the game. The path from Stanley's office to the two doors was the first part of the game that was built. Sections have been added and altered throughout development through the core layout remains almost identical to the first iteration. Corridor. The pacing of the opening section was important to get right. This corridor has been moved and altered to make sure the player reaches the two doors in good time. The two doors. The sets of two open doors was the very first concrete piece of Stanley Parable's design. Once this room was created, the rest of the game emerged as an extension of it, an exploration of the contradiction this room posed. This is why I mentioned earlier how this game is just a bunch of branching paths. These are the two main paths, two main branches, left and right. So far, everything we've discovered was going through the left door. Though I imagine there's some things that are around here. I know you can get stuck in the office somehow. Don't know how, though. The office. Also this. That's me pressing the interact key? Achievement. You can't jump. I just got an achievement saying you can't jump and another achievement saying congrats on my first achievement. Button sounds. A selection of words. A selection of the sounds used throughout the game when buttons are pressed. Each sound is a mix of keyboard strokes and synthesized tone. Alright then. Office computers. Forever loading. Initializing Chart Pro 2. Solitaire and employee database. Wait, what's this? Please enter your command. Yeah, it's just boring stuff. So these are the credits. That's the 23rd. Oh. These are updated credits. Cool. Interesting. The boss's office. This is what is currently. I'm guessing this was a prototype, or this is the making of. Office clock. Ow. Just accidentally smacked my hand on my lamp. I was wondering if it was accurate to my time, but no, it's not. The lounge. Underground. an early version of the underground portion of the game. Wow, this is spooky.
Where were all of his co-workers? Oh, I don't know. How about then he pushed a surprise party for him for all his button pushing. Came to the Does that sound plausible? He travelled upward to the power source at the top of the facility to end this injustice forever.
Narration outtakes.
He pushed the orange lever.
Kevan Brighting, the voice and narrator, recorded dialogue for the entire game roughly 3 separate times over the 2 years of development.
Stanley walked through the green door.
These are the clips from early takes that were not used in the game.
Stanley jumped in the river. Stanley pushed the big red button.
If it's 3 takes, why are there 4 chairs?
This elevator for sure will get him right back on track to where he was.
Freedom ending. This was the very first incarnation of the Freedom ending in the game's alpha. Countdown desk, one of the desks of the early version of the Countdown ending. Freedom ending. Freedom ending as it existed in the beta. Countdown room. Yep. The infamous ending where someone gets blown up. Monitor room elevator. For a time, the elevator in the monitor room would go up and down, the freedom above and the countdown below. We abandoned this when players found it too difficult to remember what was up and what was down, and placed the 2 endings together instead. Game design mockup. This is the level that William, the level designer, sent Davey, the writer, as a kind of audition piece. The strength of this level got William hired to design the full game. Though much of the environment has changed, the basic layouts. Why did I hear footsteps? That's creepy. The basic... Okay, I'm kind of a little scared. This is like a big old liminal space, like in the back room, so I don't know, they could have added something here. It wouldn't surprise me if this game took a sudden turn into horror. Sheesh. Narrator emails. After the second trailer we asked people to email the narrator for questions. While we had initially planned to use these for further promotional materials, we never found the perfect use for them. Here are a selection of the emails. Okay, that's weird. The Office. I can't be the only one hearing those noises, right? That sounds like wet footsteps. Ugh. Maintenance layout. The following hallways followed the first 2 doors were important to get right since players will replay them so many times. We discussed a number of designs, but ultimately it was the simplest version that won. Obey, disobey, maintenance, vent, lounge. Wonder which one they went with. I don't remember. None of these have the lounge in them. None of them have the office in them, so. What's this? Zending model. Zending went through many iterations. This room represents the 4th version of the ending. Thought it was complete, but decided to abandon and change it again shortly before launch. I don't remember this at all. Oh, it was removed. Screenshot depicts an early version of the ending known as Zending, which was eventually cut to merge with another part of the game. Zending levers. Originally part of his ending, players would pull a lever, and the narrator would describe what color they have pulled. Escape menu. For a long time, we had an ending that only ended when the player restarted from the escape menu. Fortunately, very few players realized this was what they were supposed to do, which was frustrating for everyone. Okay. Trailers. We ran 4 major teaser trailers over the course of the game's development, and each meant to convey something about the story of the game. This is the first one, released in May 2012. It features a series of broken rooms and the voice of the narrator informing viewers that he is repairing a new version of Stanley Parable. Is there anything else? Huh, didn't notice that.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free. Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you.
Okay. And if you enjoyed the video, feel free to like, subscribe, and maybe watch some more. Be seeing ya.